What's up? What's happening? Happy Thanksgiving to all. A little breaking news this afternoon as ESPN's Brett Okamoto was informed by Dana White that we have a main event for the UFC 246 show at T-Mobile Center in Las Vegas, Nevada on January 18th. And that show, I've been saying for years, like, why have they always had this infatuation with having to have a title fight as, headlining a pay-per-view? And they would just make up some interim belt all the time. And it's just stupid. I mean, just have a pay-per-view main event. It's just a badass fight. It doesn't have to be for a title. So, obviously, with the BMF and Nate and Jorge, they went that route, and they're going right back to it here 2 pay-per-views later. And obviously the 245 one has got 3. Oh, the Cowgirls just failed on 4th and goal. All over the Bills, 23-7. Why didn't I money line it? Anyhow. So, 245's got 3 title fights. So 246, it is going to be the notorious Conor McGregor versus Donald Cowboy Cerrone. All right. Multiple reactions. Very sly of the UFC to throw it out there on Thanksgiving Day when everybody's distracted because McGregor has been nothing but chaos outside of the cage and has got 2 sexual assault investigations pending by law enforcement on 2 different continents. One out in California and one over in Ireland. And second reaction is that Justin the Highlight Gaethje deserves this fight. He just defeated Cowboy by first round knockout. He deserves this fight. If Conor wins this fight, he should not get Khabib. But Conor said in his plan, oh, and by the way, one little detail, which surprised me, they're fighting at welterweight. They're fighting at 170. Cowboy's been back down at 155. Now, he had a 3-year, 10-fight run at welterweight where he did great. Initially, 4 wins in a row, culminated with that head kick knockout on Matt Brown. My guy, Matt Brown, he's coming back for UFC 245. Can't wait. So it'll only be Conor's 3rd time fighting at welterweight. He split the 2 fights with Nate. I had Nate winning the second one. But, and so it makes you think that he wants, well, he said he wanted the winner of Nate and Masvidal, but it could be Nate, could be Masvidal. And maybe that's why he's wanting to fight at 170 with Cowboy. And Cowboy didn't give a F. He doesn't care. He presumed not cut weight. So sure, he's fine with 170. Okay, but back to Gaethje. Well, they're not even doing it in Gaethje's division. And Conor did say he wanted to do the Nate or Masvidal thing before. He laid it out in like a 3-step, 3 fights in 2020, and that's how he laid it out. So he would want the rematch with Khabib later in the year, and he said in the past, in Moscow. So we'll see on all that. But, it kind of sucks for Gaethje, but I don't know what he does. Does he take another fight? Because Ferguson, by the way, and Khabib are booked. It's April or... I'm not sure if it's April or, let me see here. Yeah, it's April 18th, UFC 248. Khabib is minus 250 at Bet Online, and Tony Ferguson is plus 210. So, Gaethje, does he sit out this long? I mean, what's a fight for Gaethje at 155? Anyway, we'll get back to that. So, multiple things. And this applies to Gaethje. If you're going to hose Gaethje, which he shouldn't be hosed. I mean, he's been one of the top 3 or 4 employees of the company. since its day signed, without question. Has done everything they've asked. Every second he spent in the Octagon has just been thrilling. But with all that said, if he's getting hosed, if there is one person on the roster that has done anything and everything asked of him, taken fights on short notice, saved shows, many shows he saved because he took a fight on 2 weeks. What weight class? I don't care. You know, if there's one man on this roster that deserves red panty night, which is, for those not familiar, you know, McGregor once said at a press conference like 3 or 4 years ago, he said, when fighters get a fight with me, it's red panty night because, hey, baby, we did it, you know, because if you're fighting McGregor, you're making a big payday and your lady's happy with you. And red panty night's what he calls it. So if anybody deserves red panty night, it is Donald Cowboy Cerrone, the UFC's all-time leader in career wins, 23. The UFC's all-time leader in finishes with 16. And remember now, he was with World Extreme Cage Fighting, WEC, which was under, what they used to call it, under the, well, I mean, it was owned by the UFC, but they called it, not Fertitta, under the something umbrella. God, shooting blanks. Too much stuffing and gravy today. This is going to frustrate me until I think of it. Because it's so on the tip of my tongue, damn it. I'm drawing a blank. Anyhow, but yeah, so his stats can be padded if you count it all as WEC stuff, which I've seen on shows. They'll put like most whatever UFC/WEC. But those stats I just gave you were what Cowboy did literally in the Octagon and the UFC. It's not even counting the WEC. God, it's on the tip of my tongue. Anyhow. Okay, odds. And yeah, so Cowboy deserves this fight. He deserves to get paid. Budweiser versus Proper 12. USA versus Ireland. What was the other? I'm not having a good video here. But the Bills are still winning. Okay. The Westgate opened Conor at minus 180. Cowboy plus 150 on the comeback. Now, that was like 3 or so hours ago. You can't, or Vegas Insider's live odds. I can't look at fighting odds anymore on that. Vegas Insider canceled their live odds product, and I'm absolutely lost without it. It was my injuries. It was my scoreboard. It was my odds, obviously. It was my everything. I looked through everything gambling wise there, and now I don't have it. I'm lost. But anyhow, I'll recover. Okay, so that Westgate was minus 180, plus 150 to Conor. Right now, I'm looking offshore. Bet Online's got Conor at minus 250, Cowboy plus 210. That plus 210, Sport Bet has the best return on Cerrone, plus 214. The cheapest price, is minus 180 at the Westgate if they haven't adjusted. The cheapest price offshore right now on the Notorious is minus 190, and you can get that at Bovada or Sportsbook. William Hill has Conor minus 265 and Cerrone plus 205. So Cowboy and McGregor. Now, Cowboy is 36 now. He's off back-to-back L's. Remember the Ferguson fight earlier this year, and he was on a 3-fight winning streak. I gave Cowboy round 1. Ferguson won round 2 for sure, and was starting to really have his way, and the momentum had shifted, and Cowboy's eye was getting swollen, and then he blew his nose before the start of round 3, and his eye just went boom, and the doctor had to call it. But then he got knocked out by Gaethje. But it wasn't like he got knocked out, but it wasn't like knockout and then, 15 hammer fists or anything. It wasn't as brutal you know, I mean, look, Cowboy's been knocked out quite. He's done more knocking out than getting knocked out, though. But my point being, I think Cowboy would be ready to go for this. I think he will be. And, you know, I once said a couple years ago, just based on his misbehavior, I said, don't be surprised if Conor never wins a fight in the Octagon again. He's favored here. But if you don't think Cowboy can beat his ass, you're nuts. You're nuts. And I hope he does whip his ass. We shall see. It'll be great fun, great hype. Can't wait. But you know, you gotta consider now, you know, McGregor has not fought since Khabib. He has not won in the Octagon since he beat Eddie Alvarez November 12th of 2016. So it will have been 3+ years, 3 years and a couple of months. Couple of months and change. 3 years, 2 months and some change since he's tasted victory in the Octagon. And Cowboy has been up against the best of the best. He ain't scared of McGregor. I mean, he's going to think of McGregor as a little man, really. So I'm fired up. Can't wait. You know, I don't have a pick or anything. What I hope is that Cowboy will eventually become like a plus 270, plus 280 dog, and then I'd probably get a small little bit of him. It wouldn't be a big bet, but a little bit of that. Now I'll be interested in the total. I would be interested in the total, and I definitely think somebody gets knocked out. I don't think it'll go the 5-round distance. I don't think that at all. All righty. Happy turkey. Bill's still winning by double digits. And hope you had a great Thanksgiving. There's your UFC update. I think I gave you the Khabib Tony odds. And John Jones and Dominic Reyes is booked for UFC 247 February 8th. Right now, BetOnline has Bones Jones minus 450. The undefeated Reyes off the first round knockout win over former middleweight champ Chris Weidman. Reyes is plus 350. And, Jose Aldo is on that. God, that card on December 14th is so stacked. Jose Aldo is a plus 155 to plus 160 dog against the former bantamweight challenger Marlon Moraes. So Aldo down to bantamweight 135, Frankie Edgar down to 135 as well. And he has his first fight against Corey Sandhagen. And that'll be a hell of a fight. I hope Edgar's an underdog because I will take it. Edgar. Love me some Frankie Edgar. All right. Over and out. Brian Edwards, MajorWager.com. Thanks for joining us.